The investor has all upside. Franchise carry all risk.
Good way
Yep. That's what I said earlier.
No way.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier.
Want to hit us with the intro now?
Sure. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Fourth Down Fiasco, your go-to podcast for all things football, brought to you by BetStamp. Look, hey, we're not even going to dive into the sponsorship today because real quick, we do want to say just a big shout out to the Indiana Hoosiers for doing the impossible, winning the national championship game. I know that this is not an NCAA podcast. We're not going to act like we are. We're not even going to talk about the game, but we did want to just say to Coach Sig and the rest of the guys, Mendoza, the entire group that they have out there in Bloomington, hats off to y'all. Phenomenal game, phenomenal season. Hopefully that Netflix special goes hard and they can cast me as a coach. So with me, as always, are my co-hosts and contributors, the two gentlemen who've actually been carrying my ass the past few weeks, Danny Weber and Tanner Vinsky. How are you, gentlemen?
Hello. We're
here. Hey, I want to say one thing about the championship game. That fourth down rushing touchdown by Mendoza was absolutely wild.
Cinnamon.
Absolute dog.
Yes.
Beautiful. I could say back shot after back shot, but that could be taken out of context.
Yeah, let's not – we don't even talk about back shots on the pod, okay?
But we could hop into what you said as soon as we started recording and where that was from.
You know what? Maybe I'll just make that the soundbite at the beginning before we start like the intro music. Yeah, we'll go ahead.
What did you say?
Well, so here's the thing. Our listeners have been keeping up with the whole AFLE, ELF, EFA drama, right? So we got to see the contract for the AFLE teams. And if y'all have been paying attention the past few weeks, months, we're not big fans of the AFLE structure. So I, just being the dickhead that I am, decided let's plop the contract into ChatGPT and see what Chat has to say about it. I just asked, is this a good contract? And ChatGPT said, no, it is not. And it has a whole section that's called why this is a bad idea structurally. And the first thing it says, the investors have all the upside, franchises carry all the risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I will add, it's not just us relying on ChatGPT. We all read it, and when I read it, I did text in the group chat. I did say it seems like this is really bad for whatever teams are in there. And yes, if you actually read the full 10-page AFLE term sheet that has been posted, that's kind of circulating around. If you do look through the structural breakdown and kind of what the options are for teams. The most concerning thing is that they've just been straight up lying to us for the last couple of months because it is completely different from everything they've been saying on social media and what they've been telling us. But two, it also is putting a lot of power into the commissioner of this league, similarly to a certain just recently debunked European league, the ELF. So a lot of red flags.
I want to bring something up. So you say they've been lying to us. Let me we'll upgrade our pod real quick. If anyone's watching the video, I'm going to bring up what the AFLE posted on their social media the other day. We know you have questions, so let's give you some answers. We are a team-owned league. The AFLE is organized as an association, which means the league is legally structured as a member-based organization, which is not a full-faced lie from reading through the term sheet. Only the participating teams are members of the association. That makes sense. In practice, this means the teams collectively own and govern the league. Sporting formats and regulatory decisions are made internally by the franchises themselves. But they have very little voting power compared to other people.
Like who, Daniel?
The investors.
Ooh, because the investors
what did you find? Yeah, was it 2-1?
Yeah. Investors get 2-1 voting power in everything, according to the contract.
Yeah. So this isn't a lie, but it's close.
It's a white lie, for sure.
They just didn't tell the truth. They didn't lie. It's just they just said words.
They omitted information.
Yeah.
They omitted information.
How decisions are made. The AFLE operates with structured governance bodies that support decision making across the league. They do have a structured governance body. Correct.
They do.
This includes a board of governors. Yes. They have full insight into league operations. Yes. This is all very broad stuff. They can review processes and blah, blah, blah. Sure. Blank. That's irrelevant. That doesn't answer anyone's question.
Well, I think that it is actually worth pointing out because since you have this slide up before we go to the next one, it talks about this board of governors and league operations decision processes, right? There's a lot of restrictions on teams in terms of the board of governors, right? Again, we just mentioned that investors have a 2-to-1 vote in comparison to the team owners, right? Well, on top of that, there are multiple clauses basically saying that you are not allowed to ever leave this league, at least for the foreseeable future. And if you try to go to any other league after leaving us, you will be heavily penalized. So I do also think that this page is also lying too.
And heavily penalized as in you're not allowed to compete in any league that has more than 2 teams from different countries for 3 years.
Yeah.
Unless you get 60% of the team to go to the investor and say, hey, I want to break up, activate the breakup clause.
Yeah.
But I am looking at this. This is funny. Y'all about to be exposed. Posted 8 hours ago. Sinking Titanic ship. But guaranteed team support. Each team receives 325,000 euros each per season during the first 2 years of competition. These payments are not loans and do not need to be repaid. Justin got excited.
I'm sorry, that was a bold-faced lie.
You want to read the?
Yeah, I can. So I'll read through the options of franchise participation.
What we found out today is there were 4 options apparently teams could choose from. So Tanner, take it away.
Yeah. So option 1 is the standard. So there's going to be a guaranteed profit share of 300,000 euros. So this has 325,000 euros. So we're already off for the first 2 years. Franchises are only entitled to 50% of a single profit share, not all 100% there. After 6 years of the franchise, such franchise will then receive 100% profit share. So for the first 6 years of this organization's lifespan, they will only be getting 50% of a single profit share. They will not be getting all 100% of this profit share. They have to make it 6 years in this league, which the EALF started in 2022 and is now debunked, or it is now no longer around.
The ELF lasted 5 years, so it has to last.
It has to last longer. The AFLE will have to last longer. If you go with option 1, that means you have to make it longer than an already debunked league, just to get 100% profit share. With the additional profit share, above 50% being paid out after respective total deduction of any guaranteed minimum, thus only exceeding amounts for which the guarantee kicks in from the first 2 years. Such deduction should be equally spread over 3 years. So again, they are completely contradicting themselves right here through this statement. So they're saying you're going to get that 50% profit share. You're guaranteed the 300,000 minimum. And they're saying here, these payments are not loans and they do not need to be repaid. However, the last sentence on here, the deduction of any guaranteed minimum amounts for which the guarantee kicks in from the first 2 years. Such deduction will then be equally spread out over 3 years. So that not loan that does not need to be repaid will be deducted from these teams' profit shares for 3 years. What does that sound like?
It sounds like a loophole on the loan.
Right? So now with option 1, franchises can switch to option 2 at any point. The buy-in price for such option 2, however, starts at a euro amount of 600,000 plus 20% and is increased by 20% annually. Partial buy-ins are not possible. So if they don't want to go with option 1, they want to go with option 2, and they want to switch to it, they would then have to pay $600,000 plus 20% of that for each year they've been in the league. So if they are in the league for 3 years and then decide they want to switch over, they will be doing $600,000 plus 60% of that $600,000 to fully buy in. That's a lot of fucking money for these teams.
That's a lot of money.
So then that brings us to option 2, which teams, if they go with option 1, can switch over if they decide to play an exorbitant fund, which is a full profit share buy-in. So the guaranteed minimum still applies. That's an option 1, which is that $300,000. The pool profit share option will then be a buy-in immediately until the end of January 2026 at a price of buy-in of 500,000 euros. So if they make this decision between February 1st until April 2026, so this will be an option for teams starting in about 2 weeks, give or take, and they'll have until April, the end of April, of that six. So the buy-in price. So the buy-in price for 500,000 actually only exists until the end of this month, until the end of January. Yeah. It then gets upped to 600,000 at the beginning of February until the end of April 2026. So if teams want to buy in, they have to buy in with the 500,000 in the next 11 days. Or they're going to have to put an extra $100,000 if they want to jump in later. And then obviously, like we said, if teams that go with option 1, they're going to have that 600,000 plus the 20% for however many years it takes before they make the decision. Such buy-in in franchise is then to receive 100% of the respective allocated profit share and not merely the initial 50% profit share. A certain partial utilization of the full profit share option needs to be mutually agreed upon between the parties. So it seems relatively simple at this point right now. You got option 1, you got option 2. Either you're only going to earn 50% profit share or you're going to earn 100%, but you're going to have to be paying $500,000 to get that at this current stage. Minimum. $500,000 minimum. Now that would be simple, but there's actually 2 more options on top of this. You then lead into option 3, which is the pure vesting model, which means that there is no guaranteed minimum. So that doesn't apply. They don't get that guaranteed minimum of 300,000 or what this Instagram thing that's conflicting it saying 325,000 euros. And now I will give them credit here on this Instagram post. They might have upped it because the date of this document is listed as November 3rd, 2025. And this Instagram post is newer than that. So maybe the 325,000 euros isn't exactly a full lie. And that was just increased by the time of November to January, right? But regardless, if you choose option 3, that no guaranteed buy-in minimum applies. There is no buy-in take place. And the franchise will receive 75% of its respective single profit share. So in between options 1 and 2. And then after 6 years, if the league survives it and if the team survives it, they will then be automatically upped to 100% profit share. And the thing with this option, if you go the pure vesting model, the big if on this is franchises cannot switch to option 2 unless a super majority of franchises and the investor approves of such switch. So what that means,
and the investor,
so what that means is they're saying if you fuck up, you're not getting the super majority of franchises, the investor, right? Like it is essentially saying you're screwed. You made a bad mistake.
You gambled you shouldn't have.
Exactly. And then that leads us into our last option, which is the sponsor equivalent. And this one might be the craziest of them all. So any of the above apply, which is the first 3, but selected option applies initially. And for option 4, the franchise will then provide a promotional GmbH that accepts a sponsorship deal for the league in excess total profit of 1.2 million euros. Upon such the sponsorship monies have been received, the franchise will, starting the year of the such sponsor deals that the money was received, will secure 100% of its profit share, and no buy-in has to take place and will be treated as an exercise option 2. So if they can get an investor in a sponsorship deal of $1.2 million, then they actually get a fair shake. But yes, those are the 4 options that are listed on this document.
So if there's an investor that wants to give us 2 million euros We will take 1.2 and join the league and spend the other 800,000 euros building a team. So hit us up.
I was going to say, where I see, especially with option 4 getting super corrupt, is if you think about like the owners of the Wrocław Panthers are literal billionaires. Like this is what they do for fun. At the end of the day, nothing in this contract is ever going to hurt the owners of the Wrocław Panthers. Everybody else might sink in this ship. Wrocław will die when Europe dies, basically.
Option 4 is probably for Wrocław with what is it?
Exactly.
Kazuki snack company? Yeah.
And that's what I was going to say, because they're trying to get these teams on board. And for Wrocław, like right now, the only thing that really makes sense is for them to go with option 4. Do you know how easy it is as a billionaire to go talk to one of your billionaire buddies? Hey, look, like, write this off on your taxes, give me 1.2 million, and now you get 100% of the profit share. Now, all of a sudden, if you're Wrocław, you're like, hey, look, this looks great for me because literally everything that we make, I make because I have rich friends, versus you have these other franchises. I mean, we've talked with like the owners of the Madrid Bravos, and yes, they have more money than us here on the podcast. Yes. Are they billionaires? Not even close. And so teams like that don't have the opportunity to just be like, hey, let me just pull a buddy real quick. Hey, 1.2 milli, that's chump change. Yeah. And so, this is the Wrocław clause, 1,000%.
He's a billionaire for a reason, and he's like, "Hey, if I bring my buddy in, can I get a fair cut?"
Yeah, exactly. That clause was made for the Wrocław Panthers.
100%.
And
it's a fun little look into a stage of late stage capitalism, but we don't have to get into it.
Yeah, that's a whole different philosophical debate. Next slide, Daniel. What does it say?
Next slide. Long-term financial model. Around 75% of the league revenue are planned to go directly to the teams in the long term. The investors contribute a total of 12 million euros and carries the full financial risk. Teams have no financial liabilities and are never required to invest. That's not wrong. Sporting operations and financing are intentionally structured as separate entities. So on the term sheet we have, it says 10 million. So they found another 2 million from November to now,
which was probably
4 days ago.
Schwab investor. Okay.
Probably.
The issue that I have with that second line, the investor contributes a total of 12 million and carries the full financial risk. No, they don't. They don't, because at the end of the day, say it again.
They do and they don't. Like, if the league fails, the teams don't really pay anything. It's only if the teams want to leave do they pay.
Yeah, but the problem is who are the head honchos in charge of this? There's a correct answer.
Yeah.
I always forget his name, the owner for Vienna.
Robin.
Yeah.
Robin.
So as long as Vienna is still in this bout, this league technically still exists. As long as there is at least one team that is willing to put bodies onto a field, this league technically, according to this contract, exists. And so therefore, unless Austria just decides that it wants to slip away into the ocean forever and take multiple countries with it because they're landlocked, there is I hate definite terminology like this. Having worked,
there will always be 3 teams in this league. You got Vienna, Rhine, and Wrocław.
Well, and Berlin technically, right?
They could fail though. Like those 3 teams have decent funding to survive if they need to, especially with 12 million euros behind them.
Yeah, and we know that Robin is kind of the one steering the ship right now, so I'm sure that there's probably additional added protections for him that he has. We know that Wrocław, at the end of the day, 12 million euros isn't going to touch the owners of Wrocław. 12 million euros to them, that's a party on a yacht on a Saturday at noon. That's not even an evening party for them. That's a morning brunch on a super yacht for them. And then that leaves you with
What we
Ryan.
need
I
to
don't
do-
know enough about their financial situation, but yeah, them being like the teams don't, or the teams carry no financial risk or whatever. That's not true. It's just that the 2 to 3 teams that will live and die when this league lives and dies, might potentially, not have the same type of issues. But we've already seen in this contract talking about how teams will have to pay things back if they want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's a great point to move into the breakup clause, which listed on this document says if 60% of the franchises went to completely exit the investor, they may do so only after December 31st, 2025 by triggering the early investor mechanism. So what that means is that there is a fixed fee of 5% interest on 10 million euro, which according to this might actually be 12 million now. Yeah. A 12% interest only on the capital invested, a repayment of all invested capital itself, reimbursement for all documented transaction costs, corporate and international tax lawyers, incorporation costs, and costs spent by third parties for initial advisor, brokers, travel costs for brokering this deal. This isn't like an easy, the investor carries all the financial risk. If things are going really poorly in the ELF or in the AFLE and you want to leave as a team, it is difficult to say the least.
Because
they carry the financial risk, which is almost zero. Because you have to be repaid to leave.
Because that super majority you're not ever going to reach, because right now there are 3 confirmed teams. There are supposedly some imaginary teams out there that still exist, right? Say you get 6 teams.
Paris and London that we know nothing about.
Yeah. Say that there are 6 teams, right? And that the Paris, the London, and the Monaco team actually exist, right? Those 3 teams, Paris, London, Monaco, decide, this actually was a terrible idea. Let's dip. Well, guess who's not going to vote for that? The 3 teams who have owners that are also like pseudo investors in all of this.
So there goes your majority.
There goes your majority. Even if you have a 50-50 split, even if there were 7 teams, you still technically wouldn't have enough, as long as there's 3 voting against.
This is saying if Berlin doesn't make it. If Berlin does somehow make it, Berlin's probably very thankful to these other 3 teams for keeping them alive.
Yeah,
and they're going to vote alongside the sides of Wrocław, Rhine, and Vienna, right? Berlin's not going to sit there with the new guys and be like, this is some bullshit. Let's get out of here, right? I mean, they're going to be like, we wouldn't exist if we didn't get bailed out by the money that we were just given to. So
exactly. So even if you have a league with, 8 or even 9 teams, you will not reach that supermajority. Yeah. You need to have 10 teams in that league, and the odds of
6 of them.
6 of them all agreeing to it. On top of, doesn't it say that the investor also has to agree to it?
Yes, it did. It was investor and a supermajority.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, the investors are definitely the investors want their money. You signed this contract in blood and sold your soul to the devil. That's you gonna pay this money back one way or another.
Yeah, franchises cannot switch to option 2 unless a supermajority of franchises and the investor approves of such switch.
But in the breakout clause, I don't think you need the investor. I think you just need 60%. But then you have to repay the investor for your 300,000 financial startup, your 5% of the 12 million, and all that.
Well, so then the investor still doesn't carry the full financial risk.
He does carry it because there is 0 risk for him.
Especially from the first sentence from below the breakup clause, where it says the investor is entitled to avoid the execution of the breakup itself by matching any binding and irrevocable third-party investor offers utilized by the franchises for such purposes. So,
well, never mind then. What we need to do before we get
line 2 of this slide is a flat-out lie.
And also, it's saying before engaging any third-party investor, the franchises shall first offer the investor the opportunity to match the principal terms proposed. So the investor pretty much gets first say, no matter what. Yeah. And then the investor will then have 14 business days to confirm in writing whether it will accept those terms. And the investor declines the franchise and may proceed with third-party discussions and transaction completion, provided that such terms are identical to the first offer terms and are not altered in material terms or in its economics. So the investor, essentially, if they like the deal, they say, yoink, that's mine, right? Like, that's what that clause is saying under the breakup. So,
yeah. So,
But
line 2, complete lie. Line 3, teams have no financial liabilities, complete lie. Sporting operations and finances are intentionally structured as separate entities. Now, this is very broad, but there was one thing that Danny had mentioned before we had started recording Danny, if you can pull this up for us, that marketing is controlled by who or whom?
marketing is, or Tanner has it pulled up. I have the term sheet pulled up. I don't know for any reason just to pull the term sheet up publicly, even though everyone already can see it. But
so use of investment funds. So this is section 9, page 5 of this thing. Again, we're gonna throw it out there because who knows what trouble we'd get into that. But it's pretty easy to find. You just go to Reddit. You'll find it yourself. We're not gonna give it out to people, but you can find it.
Very easy.
It's like using Streamies to watch basketball games. It's the same. It's really not that hard.
It's been down. We have other streams.
Yeah, now we use MethStream. Well, actually, I won't call them out because I don't want them taken down either. But
I don't think we have enough pull for that here on this podcast.
I have a stream that I use that is not meth streams, and I will never utter the words out loud what it is.
But shout out to those Egyptian guys. And it sucks too because they got sorry, this is a whole tangent, but they got arrested for something completely different. They didn't get arrested for hosting Streamies. They got arrested because they were doing some other shady shit. It's like, damn, shame.
Shame.
So.
But yeah, back to the marketing stuff though.
Yeah, so section 9 is use of investment funds and annual revenues, which is important to this bottom part, which is the sporting operation and finances are intentionally structured as separate entities. So such funds shall inter alia be allocated to. So this is what they're saying. The funds that you're giving to the league, this is what it's going to be used for. League operations, compensation of commissioner. So you're paying his salary. Guaranteed minimum payments. Payment of the investor annual return and investor revenue share. Marketing of the league, but also with direct effects for the franchises. Now, you have to read between the lines a little bit on that one. And maybe I'm reading between the lines a little bit too much on that one. But when I read marketing the league, but also with direct effect for the franchises, what that tells me is if you put in a little bit more money, your team's going to get marketed quite a bit more than the teams that didn't put in as much money, right?
Yep.
Because you're not in control of your marketing. The league is in control of your marketing because they market the league, and that will have direct effects for the franchises, which is marketing them. So similarly to when we get to think of it like in the NFL and they're doing the playoff intro video and they show all the teams in the playoffs and they show footage of all that. That would be like if the AFLE did a similar thing, but one of the teams didn't invest a whole lot of money that's in the playoff field, and you're just seeing a bunch of video of Ryan and Vienna playing in their playoff hype video, and you don't really see much of anything for the other two teams because they didn't invest as much, right? That's probably the best analogy I can use. Again, that's not explicitly stated on the document, so it could be proven wrong. But when I see, but also with direct effects for the franchises, that's what I infer from that statement. Other things the funds shall be allocated to is league development, strategic expansion, fan engagement and entertainment ventures, repayment of any debt, championship game, advisors, including NFL advisors. I think they just threw that in there for clout, and then et cetera.
For clout, yeah. Well, so going back to the stuff that you were talking about with marketing and paying the salaries and stuff. So sporting operations, which that marketing is part of your sporting operations, and financing are two intentionally structured separate entities. But how is it that our marketing budget is also paying the salary of the league commissioner?
No, to be fair, that's not explicitly I'll give them a bailout here, right? That's not explicitly stated on the document, right? They all put it in the same section, but again, this document's from November. This statement was released in January. Maybe at this point of the document, it was all invested as one, and now it has changed and it's invested in two separate different things, right? So maybe the sporting operations are their one things and financing is in a separate entity, and back in November they didn't have it that way, right? Or they just didn't explicitly state that on here and it was always intended like that. They just put all the stuff for teams to see. Here's how your investment funds are going to be used, right? Sure. So if we use the document and use this term, or we use the document as evidence for what they're saying on this Instagram post, yes, they're lying on the Instagram post about that. But if we're giving them the benefit of the doubt and we're believing that they have changed things from then and there, they're probably not lying about it. So come up with your own conclusion is kind of my advice there, you know?
Fair. Well, Danny, last slide, if you will, for the people.
What we stand for: transparency, team participation, and sustainable growth for football in Europe. We are committed to open dialogue and continuous improvement. Building football in Europe is a journey, and we appreciate your support. So, initial thoughts on this slide, guys?
Yeah, sentence or paragraph 1, lie. We already know they've been lying to us from the jump. 2, committed to a dialogue and continuous improvement. No, because whenever I put out my little infamous hit piece, owners were very upset that we put their shit out there like that. So that doesn't sound like open dialogue to me.
And also we're coming with this news from a leaked document, not from their official.
Yeah, so transparency also my ass. Building football in Europe is a journey. Sure, fine. And we appreciate your support. Do you, though, or do you just want our money?
Hey, appreciation of support can be that we are paying them for this product. And yes,
you know what?
They do appreciate that. So that's not
the last sentence might be true. There you go.
But so what I want to do, we need to hear basically straight from himself and get Robin here.
Yeah.
We need to reach out to Robin and say, hey, the term sheet got leaked. You need to come defend yourself. This is an open opportunity. Let it air it out.
Air it out.
If from this post to the term sheet, it's going to be hectic. And you saw the comments on the post. Y'all about to be exposed. The Titanic sinking. Give it 1 to 3 days.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Again, we looked through this together. We looked through it separately too. We all looked at it during our work days today. And we've also consulted ChatGPT as well. And all 3 of those avenues in which we have examined this contract separately, together, and with AI have all said, this is a really shitty thing to sign the dotted line on.
Yeah.
Just saying. So, yeah, if we can get Robin on the show, I'm sure the people would love it. I don't think that it'll happen, but
wait. I didn't actually read the first line of this thing. SOFSOF or Sophos Partners, Broad Street, Suite 103, Swickley, Pennsylvania. Oh shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, the minority owner of Vienna is from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean that's Swickley. Yeah, that's like literally. Yeah. That's where my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, that's where her whole family lives in Swickley. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and it's someone he knows which is behind it. Like it's a family investor group out of the U.S. that is.
All right, I'm going to the NFL draft in April. I know where this building is, boys. We're gonna do some investigative journalism.
I actually want to go to the draft, so I might come out. I texted Max the other day. I said, "Are you going to the draft?" I was like, "Cause I might."
Yeah.
Wait, when in April? Because I kind of want to go to the draft if y'all are going to go.
15th?
No. It's
28th.
No. It's the. Let me look at it again. It is the 16th. So you're actually close. 16th? It's a 6th. It starts on a Thursday.
Ooh, we could celebrate Max and I's birthday.
Yeah.
I'm for sure going because my brother just had a baby, so I'm gonna go. obviously visit them. And I mean, like, the draft's in Pittsburgh. I got to go with my dad, right? So, like, if you guys are going to be there, let me know. We'll meet up with y'all.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just thinking, I've heard that Pittsburgh is best in the spring.
It is.
Spring, fall.
Yeah. But I want to read one last thing on this thing real quick. I wonder what ChatGPT says about it as well. The conditioned precedent, section 13. This agreement shall only become valid, binding, and enforceable upon and with effect from the date on which at least 7 franchises have executed this agreement. Unless and until the condition precedent has been fulfilled, this agreement shall have no legal effect other than the provisions expressly stated to the binding irrespective of the condition precedent, including but not limited to clauses 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. If fewer than 7 franchises have executed and joined this agreement by COB,
close the business,
close of business, end of November 2025, the long stop date, this agreement shall automatically terminate without any further actions required by any party. Is this why they announced London, Paris, Monaco, and Italy?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was about November when all that came out, right?
Yeah.
I don't know the exact date, but I imagine that they needed this by November, and they had a. And again, that further shows the things we've been talking about, where it's like, wait, they're pulling 4 teams out of their ass from out of nowhere, right? Like,
yeah.
And if they needed,
technically, they've only announced 6 teams. They only have Rhein, Berlin, Wroclaw, Vienna, the Switzerland team,
Alpine,
France.
But I mean, they've talked about London and Monaco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they
so those are probably their 7
I guess
and 8.
they don't have to announce that they've signed.
Yeah, but I mean, Monaco was one of the first ones that like got a lot of traction. So I imagine. I mean, when Matt and I did the episode together, I mean, we were very much like saying before everything that came out, we were like, yeah, Monaco is not real. It's not going to happen. But just with how much investment it seems like the league has put into that, I think Monaco is real. They're definitely not playing in Monaco, though, is like our assessment of it. They're not playing in, they're just going to be called Monaco, but they're probably going to be playing in Nice. So,
yeah.
Gotcha.
But I mean, that would be the 7th. I mean, that would be.
Yeah, they must have pulled some teams.
And now, I guess with that said there, though, I mean, this could all be void in contract and none of this actually matters. I mean, because if they didn't actually reach the 7 franchises and they get 7 franchises to agree to this agreement at the end of November, I mean.
Well, so then, I mean, I guess that's the question that we should ask for them, because if they were to come out and say, hey, this contract that you read is bullshit, blah, 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 I'd be like, okay, well, did it get nullified? Because you guys didn't get enough teams. And if you guys didn't get enough teams, then that tells me that this whole structured thing that you have has been bullshit from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, this, at the end of the day, I feel like this, they had to have on paper somewhere put down enough teams for them to be announcing this stuff.
Yeah. This is just kind of funny, though. I'm looking at the last line, and it has the little number next to the last sentence, and it says, basically, this agreement shall be governed and constructed in accordance with the laws of Austria without regard to conflict laws, provisions, blah, 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 shall be submitted to the exclusion jurisdiction of the competent courts of Vienna, Austria. And you look at the little text at the bottom, it says, no party, aside all parties collectively, involved in drafting or negotiation, thus no attorneys or law firms affiliated with the ELF in any capacity whatsoever, or any of their employees, assume any liability whatsoever with respect to this agreement and their/its involvement. Evolvement. Did they spell involvement wrong, or evolvement? I don't know. But so does Robin's or whoever's law firm not assume any liability with the ELF? So if the ELF tried to sue the AFLE, whoever constructed this wouldn't assume liability?
Yeah, that's essentially what that's saying.
Guess
Which they don't have to worry about anymore because the ELF is dead.
Yeah. Well, they're not officially dead. They haven't filed for bankruptcy yet, but it's close.
I wonder if that too, though, because it talks about anyone associated with the ELF. I do wonder if that's almost like a cover your ass clause in terms of in case the EFA also tries to sue, then they can say, hey, retroactively, this was written when you were part of the ELF still under contract and still, so you cannot touch us.
Probably.
Oh, sorry.
I mean,
I just keep finding more. Any franchises that breach this provision, whether by disclosing or sharing this agreement or by using it as reference material without the investor's written consent, shall pay the investor a contractual penalty of 20,000 euros for each individual breach.
Damn.
Well, we have freedom of speech here in the United States, so they can kiss my ass.
We also didn't get it from a franchise, so
No, we got it off of Reddit. So
technically.
And I'm sorry. As a journalist without 20,000 euros anywhere and who did not sign shit, y'all ain't penalizing me for a goddamn thing.
Hey,
we're getting names. We
didn't share it. It's just saying if you shared it, so we're fine.
Oh, yeah, which we didn't.
That's true. We're just reading off of it.
We talked about it, but we didn't share it.
Yeah, it's been shared with us. We haven't shared it to anybody.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
We read the whole document out, but that's a whole other
thing. It's been leaked. It is public proxy at this point. It's on discussion boards now, and we weren't the ones who put it there.
Now, if the AFLE wants names, 20,000 seems like a fair asking price.
Oh,
probably more.
More. Bruh. No.
It's a good starting point, at least.
Fun fourth down fiasco for 6 years. With all
we could be funded for a lot less than 20,000 over 6 years.
I want upfront cash, brother. The economy is not looking great right now. I need $150K on the table.
However much money they can give me for Pam and I to go get a farm down in Mexico, that's it. That's all I need.
If only my wife didn't hate the heat, I would probably follow y'all.
Yeah.
Pay me to get me a spot to camp up in Europe with money in my bank account. I'm sold.
Just put me in Vancouver, so then that way it's the shortest flight possible to go see my family when the Civil War hits. I mean, is that my outside
So we're
voice?
All leaving the United States is what our end goal is.
Yes, sir.
What?
Yes, sir.
It's crazy. Hey, I can get Mexican citizenship tomorrow. My wife just has to apply for it, and then by Mary, we're chilling. So it's easy for me.
Does the AFLE football, like in their logo, look very similar to our football and our logo?
Probably, but it's a football. It's
you can only make it look so different.
Yeah,
we can try to sue them.
Sue them, Danny.
Yeah, they have a cutoff. Mine's only have it's a
pain.
Pretty close. It's a pretty generic football.
Well, gentlemen, before we jump into some brief NFL playoff discussions, any final takes that y'all have on the contract other than this is shit?
Any fun things ChatGPT said besides the one you started with?
Ooh, let me see.
But I think everyone kind of knew what was going on a little bit previously.
Sure. Yeah.
And they tried to fix it.
So let's see, ChatGPT, why this is a bad idea structurally. So we already talked about investors have all upside, franchises carry all the risk. 2, the NFL light claim is misleading. In the NFL, teams own the league. Commissioner works for the owners. Revenue share is collective. Here, investors own the business. Commissioner answers to investors. Franchises are tenants. This is not NFL light. It's VC-controlled entertainment. Woo! ChatGPT coming for your ass.
But do you know who is NFL light? Probably the EFA.
There you go. The profit share math is stacked against the teams. Governance is centralized and vague by design. Words like consultation, mindful, transparency, efficient are not enforceable rights. There is no independent audit, no binding arbitration, and no franchise-led board with authority. Correct? Because if they only get one vote per team and investors get 2, that doesn't mean shit. You are always going to get outvoted.
So that mean Vienna would get 3 if Robin's an investor?
Yeah. Vienna gets
I don't know if he's an actual investor into the league or not, or if he's just like behind one of the companies. But if he is an investor, that he would get 3.
Yeah, but also even if his buddy is the investor instead,
No,
he still gets 3. Same with the Vroslav argument. They bring in investors because they probably did and brought in some money. They're going to adhere to everything that Vroslav has to say because they're best friends. They're all billionaires. They all go on the yachts together. I do remember a very specific quote from my hit piece that said that rich people keep ruining things for us. This contract proves it. What else? Specific corruption.
I've had so many conversations with people about like how it's like we all just want football. Can you guys play nice, please?
Yes, can we all play nice in the sandbox? Jesus Christ. Another ChatGPT, specific corruption and abuse vectors. And it's underneath it says, these are not accusations. They are structural risks. Talks about financial opacity abuse, favoritism through option approvals, strategic franchise replacement. Oh, my God. Sponsored laundering.
What?
So this is for option 4, sponsored laundering, no independent valuation, no disclosure standard, related party sponsors possible, which allows for backdoor ownership shifts, which is true. Again, we just talked about how, if Robin has a buddy who's an investor, Robin now has 3 votes for Vienna instead of 1. Wild. But
laundering is a wild word to just throw out.
I know. Again, laundering was a ChatGPT word. I am not held legally responsible for what ChatGPT.
To be fair, the document does say structure high risk financing. So they're not exactly saying it. I mean, obviously they're not saying it's laundering, but when you hear a high risk financing, it's a kind of a scary term, right?
Well, it's like any American football in Europe is high risk. Like it's just a high risk investment. Like like when we were looking at and going into Nordic, our advisor was like, "This is a high risk investment. Like there's a high likelihood you do not get any money back."
Well, I think the reason why the term laundering is because there technically isn't anything in this contract that says that those who are financially supporting the league, the investors, you bring on that 1.2 million investor, right? They don't have to disclose themselves technically because the contract doesn't say that they have to disclose themselves. Now, of course, they might have a whole different contract with the league, but we don't even know what that looks like. And I'm sorry, but I don't trust these folks. And so if you really wanted to, we could have a Breaking Bad situation where, Bryan Cranston's character decides, you know what? I'm going to put 1.2 mil into this, but it's actually all of my drug money. There's no disclosure. They don't care. And since it's going across, different country lines and stuff, that kind of money just kind of fades into the nothingness of capitalism. So there is an avenue. I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying that it's going to be, because laundering, correct, is a very strong term. But it could happen with the way that this current, as of November 3rd, contract is written. But NFL playoffs, gentlemen, we can round out the show with that.
Yeah.
Talk about money laundering. What about these officials in the NFL?
That was a good one, Danny. Well done. Claps for Daniel. I mean, look, say what you want about the NFC. Didn't none of us want to see Josh Allen in the AFC Championship game, bro? Come on.
I want to see Josh Allen more than Jared Stidham.
Whoa. Bro, the Jared Stidham hate, number one, is unprecedented. It's unnecessary, okay? This is a guy he is the Alex Moran of the NFL. Career backup quarterback, just trying to make a paycheck, living the best job possible.
I'm just trying to win $100 worth of free beer. That's why I needed Josh Allen in the championship game.
Oh, well, that sucks for you. This is why I don't gamble. Maybe you should.
It was a free bet, so I didn't spend any money. It was just there was only upside to this.
Oh, okay. But Jared Stidham is going to go crazy on the Pats. Just y'all wait.
I don't want to always be the guy that defends the refs, but I don't like. I mean, the PIs were a little soft. I will agree, but my mantra with sports, and the reason I've thought this way about officiating and why I've kind of gotten to the point where it doesn't bother me as much is because I got my heart torn out when Jesse James caught a ball and broke the goal line and put the ball on the ground, and the NFL told it that wasn't a catch. And the way I've always just thought about it is you shouldn't be in the position where the referee can determine whether or not you're going to win the game, right? Yeah. Because what I always go back to is right after that, we got another passing down, and Big Ben threw an interception right after that, right? And even though we didn't get the catch, even though we thought we won the game, we still had an opportunity to win, and we didn't do it. And the thing is for the Buffalo Bills in this situation, why were they in that position against Denver to begin with, right? Like, Josh Allen fucking shit his pants on the biggest stage. You know, he had four fumbles, 2 lost, an interception.
Oh, yeah, he lost.
Yeah, or I think he lost 3 fumbles. He either lost 2 or 3, and I think he had 4 turnovers that game.
Yeah, he had the 1 pick, and then he had the 3 fumbles. You're right.
Cook had a fumble.
Oh, okay, so team maybe had
5 total turnovers. Cook had 1. Allen had 4.
Yes. So he had 3 fumbles lost and an interception. That would be his 4 turnovers, right?
Yeah. I thought he went 2 and 2. I mean, it doesn't matter. But
it doesn't matter. He fucking turned the ball over quite. He did go 2 and 2. I'm looking at it right now. Regardless, I mean, he threw the game away. And the thing is like for Denver, like they get this game. It's huge for them. It's awesome they win this game. Obviously, Bo Nix breaking his ankle on the final play is just heartbreaking. Yeah. But Buffalo just you shouldn't have been in this position. So you can bitch about the DPIs all you want. Why are you in the position that you don't have the ball in your hands to win the game regardless? Yeah. And then after the DPIs, I mean, before that, the interception that Josh Allen threw, I mean, the way I look about it is think if the DB was the receiver, would they have called that a catch, right? Mm-hmm. If the DB was the receiver and they stripped it away from the defender and fell to the ground with the ball, would they rule it a catch? They would, right? And so
you've got to maintain possession through the entire. As I'm with you, Tanner. I watched Des Bryant take 3 steps and reach for a fucking pylon, and then say that it wasn't a catch. You got to have possession through the entire play until that whistle blows. You got to have possession the entire time, and if you don't, sucks.
And like again, it's ridiculous, but at this stage of my NFL viewing experience, I mean, if you don't want to be fucked by the refs, don't be in that position, right? And it sucks to say, but like that's what the team had to do. Buffalo should have been better. Josh Allen should have been should have played better. I mean, this is the worst game he's ever had in the playoffs.
No, I agree. It looked like watching him when he played the Texans in like 2016, when he literally just threw the ball backwards at halftime.
And it's unfortunate with the discourse of it because the Josh Allen discourse is so astronomical on both ends of the spectrum. You know, you get the biggest Josh Allen detractors who are like, see, and this is why we've told you that Jalen Hurts is better. And it's like, brother, you just find a new hobby. Like, I'm sorry, but like, you're obviously not using your eyeballs when you're watching the NFL if you're still trying to get the Jalen Hurts fucking is a better quarterback than Josh Allen debate going on, right? But on the other end of that, Josh Allen is hyped up as being one of the best playoff performers of all time, being one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the sport. You know, I was hearing takes that in a single game elimination game, you're taking Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. And it's like, also for those people, I'm sorry, probably the wrong hobby, right? You got like, you're not using your eyes if you're going to dead ass look me in the face and say, I'd rather have Josh Allen than Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, you know? And same to the other end where it's like, well, Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl, so Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback.
Who cares?
Use your eyeballs. I don't know. Like,
yeah. But my biggest gripe with the Bills Broncos game, the Broncos were the most penalized team in the league with over 1,100 penalty yards in the season. They had 1 penalty for 5 yards or 10 yards, and it was a mindless holding like I think it was before halftime or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
And then the refs don't throw anything all day. Gene Steratore says, "Oh, the holding in the end zone with his arm wasn't enough of a hold to call penalty." And then the last drive of the game comes out, and there is 60 yards of penalties for the Broncos.
Yeah.
In the exact same play where he grabs his arm slightly, that they called earlier not a penalty, is called a penalty. Yes, the roughing the passer happened, so it negates that. But still, why are you calling it now?
Yeah. I had a much bigger issue with the penalties down the stretch than the interception call.
Definitely, and I agree with that too.
There was a thing that came out, and it said, I forget who it was. I'll need to find it again. That the NFL did not want to do a longer replay of the catch because they were already pushing back the start time of the Patriots game. So they wanted the Broncos game to be over with so they can start the other game. And it's like, this is the playoffs.
Yeah,
you should that should never come out of anyone's mouth.
Yeah. No, I mean, ideally, every single playoff game goes 4 overtimes.
Yeah.
Right? That's the ideal scenario. I mean, you want the biggest, best battles. So to say that is ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's like, no one's going to turn off a game in overtime to go watch the first drive of Patriots game. Unless you're a Patriots fan or something. But it's like, I'd still, even if Cincinnati was starting, I'd like to see the end of this game because you'd be playing one of these teams.
Well, I believe it was the game that was following. Yeah, the Bills-Broncos game was the 49ers-Seahawks game. And honestly, if you missed the first drive, then you could have skipped the rest of the game.
Well, you missed the first play. It was a return for a touchdown.
Yeah. So to be fair, people needed to tune into that one because after the first drive, it wasn't a game. 49ers got belt to ass that game. It was great. They hate watching.
But still, for someone in the NFL sphere to come out and say we didn't do a long-term replay or a longer replay because we wanted the game over with is
wild. That's you don't put that out.
Super weird. Yeah. I will give credit to Denver though. I mean, what's it called? I've been a Bo Nix cynic for pretty much his whole career, and I'm still not the full-blown believer, but I mean, Bo Nix has done enough that he is a capable starting quarterback for sure. I am at the point where I believe you can win a Super Bowl with Bo Nix at the helm. He can, he has enough going on that he's a capable enough quarterback to take you there. Now, do I think he's a top 12 guy? No, I still don't think that. I'm still not
there eventually. It's okay, Taylor.
But the thing is I see him very similarly to the way I see Brock Purdy, right? I think you can win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. Am I sitting there and I'm hyped about Brock Purdy? Am I I'm so hyped? Brock Purdy has all these amazing tools and makes the best decisions? No, but I think if you put a good enough team around Brock Purdy, he can steer the ship well enough to get you there. And I believe the same way about Bo Nix. Now, with all that being said, this is going to probably piss off Denver fans, which I'm usually pretty good at doing with all the Bo Nix hate.
I hear a lot about it.
Yeah. But what's it called? I still think he's the 4th best quarterback from that class because, I would take Caleb. I'd take Drake May. He's arguing with Jaden right now. If Jaden can get back to being healthy and play the way he did, then I'm going to take Jaden over him. But if Jaden's going to be RG3 for his career, then I'm taking Nix,
Wild. It's okay.
You really, no. You really want to take Caleb Williams over Bo Nix?
No, whoa. I didn't say all that.
Okay. I was about to say, I was come on now. You're taking Caleb Williams over Bo Nix. And again,
Caleb Williams had the best playoff throw I think I've ever seen in my entire life.
Two of them.
Yeah, back to back, basically. Yeah.
No, and the thing is and that's again, it sounds crazy saying Bo Nix is the 4th best quarterback in his class, and I think he's the 14th best quarterback in the NFL. That's just a really good quarterback class. I mean, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Caleb Williams, but all of those are very capable starters, really good. Again, it's Jaden's injury concern is the big thing, but
3 of them made it to a conference championship game in the first 2 years, and one was one game away.
Yep. So
yeah, no, I don't know I will turn you into a believer. Don't worry. Don't worry. I myself, because I'm an elite ball knower, I went into this knowing that Bo Nix was that guy. Unfortunately, we won't get to see it because he's, out for the season.
How convenient.
Just wait.
I will give the credit to Bo Nix. I think if Bo Nix is starting the game against the Patriots, I think they beat the Patriots. I am very concerned about having a backup quarterback coming. I still think the Broncos defense is good enough to do it. We'll get into it a little bit more when you do the pick.
So you're not a Drake May fan?
No, I do like Drake May a lot. I don't like the Patriots roster, and I don't like that they've had the easiest schedule almost all time.
They haven't had to play anyone.
Their playoff path was playoff Justin Herbert, fucking playoff CJ Stroud, who's also apparently
notorious.
Just horrible, and then they get Jarrett Stidham. Like, oh, look at New England, dude! Look at this fucking gauntlet they gotta run. Look at this shit, and
they're about to get their shit rocked by Jarrett Stidham. I'm sorry, he's gonna come out there and he's gonna get revenge.
I mean, but the thing is you got to think about the 18-month Boston viewers, right? They haven't seen a win since the Celtics won in 2024. They had 2 years of like really bad football in New England. I mean, this is
they're really depressed.
It's just been so much for them as a franchise. Like they really need to get to the Super Bowl again.
Honestly, this is the most frustrating thing about all of this is exactly that of the Patriots. Look, they had the run. They won their 6 Super Bowls in 20 years or whatever it was. You are required by the football gods to be shit for some years. Like that's and they get 2 years of football. Like, dog, sign me up for that. 20 years of excellent with 6 Super Bowls, and I only have to deal with 2 years of bad football before we make a championship game again. Like, cut me a break, bro. This is.
And it's just so annoying because it was so hyped going into the playoffs. It's like, man, we don't have any of the big dogs here, like full chaos. And now Patriots in the championship game, dude. Give me 5 more years of Mahomes fucking Kansas City winning over a Patriots win. I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, I'm still there.
Isn't that the like timeline? Isn't Kansas City going to rattle off like 4 more because New England? Like, isn't that how your picture you sent us a couple?
Yeah, I said there's some weird parallels. This is very similar to like the 2007 or the 2008 Patriots season where they actually missed the playoffs and had it pretty bad, and then they went on and they lost another Super Bowl in 2011, and then they started going on their Super Bowl streak like in the mid 2010s. So I mean, the Chiefs could follow that same path. I'm going to be pissed if that happens after a Patriots Super Bowl win, though. Right?
Yeah, I think either AFC team is going to get dog walked by the NFC, but that's me.
Oh, I hope so. Regardless, I think we've talked enough about Bills Broncos. I don't think we need to talk at all about 49ers Seahawks. I mean, yeah.
See, their defense especially
their defense looks good, and if Sam Darnold can be decent, they have a chance.
Seattle didn't have to do shit this game, man. The Seattle offense, I mean, like, how many passes does Sam Darnold throw?
That many.
Yeah. Sheesh. Someone's upset.
Sam
Darnold completed 12 passes. That's all he had to do.
If that's what he has to do, that's what he has to do. Like,
yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just Seattle didn't have to do anything.
How many touchdowns did he have on 12 passes?
1.
Oh, okay. I was like, I pictured one. I couldn't remember the other ones.
No, Kenneth Walker had an insane game. He had like 160.
And he's going to need to do it again in the championship game because Charbonnet tore his ACL.
Yeah. Brutal.
But Patriots, cakewalk to 4 interceptions. CJ Stroud
sucks.
Yeah, and then what was the other game?
Rams Bears, which was
a good game. Yeah, my dad asked me. He's like, "Oh, what should I bet on the game?" And I said, "Take the Rams and take the under because of the rain or because of the wind." And he sent me a picture of his bet slip, and he looked at the Bears and the under. And I'm like, "Why do you do this?
Mm-hmm.
You asked me, and now you lost."
Hey, at least you got the under correct, right?
Yeah, but he had to get both. He would have won.
Oh, it's a 2-leg. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Caleb Williams, greatest quarterback of all time?
No. He's still lost.
I don't know. I think I'm still there. I don't know. Again, Matt Stafford also had some insane throws this game. Just look, the fact that this game's played in the snow and some of the greatest throws that I've seen this entire season happened by both teams in like a blizzard game. It doesn't get much better than that.
What is it? Going to be like 80% of teams in like 5 years are going to be in domes?
Fuck
so
it.
We're not going to get any of this.
Literally, it is the worst. I hate it. Dude.
The entire AFC North is going to be in freaking domes.
And not Pittsburgh.
NFC North.
NFC North. Yeah, but still, none of them should be in domes, dude. I don't know. Like, dude, this game was so aesthetically pleasing. It's beautiful. Like, you get such like that's the whole beauty of football is you get the elements, you get the bullshit, you get the hurricane games. Dude, I saw somebody on Twitter. He said the NFL should be like fucking when you play Super Smash Bros. And you got all like the fucking stadium effects going on. You know, you play in LA and there's an earthquake that happens. You're playing football still. You know, like there's a wildfire going on in the background. Football's being played. You know, like
Denver.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of football, right? Like,
well, the NFL posted a picture of a Bo Nix pass in slow motion, and there was like the snow falling over it, and it was a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
And the entire comment section was just talking about how everyone is moving to domes.
Yeah, it's terrible. And this is apparently this postseason. There will be 0 domes in this postseason. Every stadium that's been played in is an open air stadium, and a lot of people are saying this is probably the last year that'll ever happen because of how much teams are going to be in domes.
Well,
yeah, because the Rams aren't playing at home.
Well, Rams don't have a dome. SoFi is open.
It's I would classify theirs as a dome because they have a roof. They have open sides, though.
Yeah.
It's open air, not open.
Yeah, it's open air. You could get wind if it came directly sideways, but that's the only effect you're going to get.
I think the roof is detractable, though, is it not? Because
it's that new like.
Oh, you know why? I think that because when I saw the game, the what's it called? It has all the glass ceiling. So
yeah,
I was
some
able to
super high tech polylaminate something stupid or something. Maybe I'm talking about.
If they're gonna build domes, they'll build it like SoFi. SoFi is a fucking gorgeous stadium.
That's what Tennessee is doing as well. They're having the same roof as SoFi, not architecturally wise, but the same material.
Yeah, I gotta go see another game there. I loved watching a game in SoFi. It was a terrible game. It was fucking. I watched Easton Stick versus I forget who the backup for the Chiefs was at the time. It was week 18. It was Easton Stick versus some random Chiefs backup. It was some dog shit.
I didn't realize we've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes. Want to do championship game pick'ems real quick, or do we have other comments?
I'm down for pick'ems because Sarah's here, so I need to go get my workout done.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Patriots versus the Broncos.
Broncos country, let's ride. Let's ride, brother.
As much as I hate to say it, it's the Patriots.
Yeah, I hate that so much that I'm just not going to say it. Fuck Boston. Fuck that city. Fuck New England.
No, I'm switching. I'm going Broncos because TJ said if the Broncos make it to the Super Bowl that he's shaving his head. So I want to see TJ with a shaved head.
You know what? Yeah, now we definitely have to. I told my family that if the Broncos managed to win the Super Bowl this year, I would stop. I would cut ties with the Cowboys and become a Broncos fan.
Yeah,
I'm kind of hoping that they bail me out of 30 years of misery. Rams Seahawks. This will be a good game.
This is the Super Bowl right here, in my opinion. Whoever wins this game wins the Super Bowl
for sure.
No.
Initially, I said the Rams going into the playoffs, and I know the Seahawks only played one game and they dog walked. But that Seattle defense, I really like. And so
it really just matters on
especially at home.
Darnold shits the bed or not.
Yeah, like if Darnold can do his 12 passes again and complete them, and let the defense just kind of roll and let Kenneth Walker roll, especially being in Seattle, that stadium is loud.
Yeah. Yeah, they've literally registered on the the Richter scale or whatever.
Yeah.
No, multiple times. They did it again Saturday on the kick return.
Wow. Yeah, dude, that is a whole different beast out there. I don't know. I feel like dude, I've been on the Matthew Stafford train the entire season, so I will live and die by my picks. And so give me the Rams.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same. I picked the Rams before the postseason. My brain's telling me to go Seattle. I think Seattle's the better team.
Same.
But I don't know. I just believe I want Matt Stafford to have the storybook ending. I want him to win MVP, win Super Bowl MVP, and he retires out.
Yep.
And
do you want him to watch
ballot Hall of Famer?
Do you want him to watch a photographer fall off the stage again?
Did that happen during the first Super Bowl? I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, during the championship parade after the first Super Bowl, he looked at a photographer falling and just turned. She ended up with a broken back.
I was about to say, she fractured her back.
That's insane.
And then he just walked away.
He was blackout drunk. He had no idea what was going on.
No, but
I mean, he probably would have fallen with her if he tried to help.
Yeah.
He probably would have broken his arm. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm going to pick Rams for that. I think Seahawks are a better team, but I'm expecting a vintage Matt Stafford performance. And I think if it comes into the clutch, I feel like Darnold has gone too many weeks without making a mistake. And I feel like we're due.
Yeah.
No, I picked Rams originally to make it to the Super Bowl. I don't know. My original picks, were Rams Bills, but no, that's not possible.
Mine was Rams Jaguars, and the Jaguars didn't get very far.
I think mine was Rams Broncos. I would like to say we might need to roll the tape back on that, but I think that's what my pick was. If it happens, I'm gonna come on this pod next week and be real insufferable.
Hey, I'm just saying, if the Jaguars did beat the Bills, though, they'd be in the Super Bowl.
Wait,
Yeah.
brother, wait.
Yeah.
What?
All right. Well, cool. Thanks everybody for listening. This has been your 3 favorite idiots on the Fourth Down Fiasco saying so long, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
Go Clippers.
Bye.
Clippers. Ugh.